All right, we're going to complete IXL Y9, which is based on the idea of how we are going to come up with an equation in slope-intercept form for a graphed line. So let's take a look. Here's the first problem, and we always want to be looking at things as if we were going to write it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope. And let's go find the slope of this line. I notice that as a dot, it starts at 0. It's a proportional relationship. And the next dot is right there. So if I count squares, it's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's up 5 and it's over 1. So its rise is 5 and its run is 1 in order to achieve that triangle. So right now I have y equals 5x. Now you might wonder, why aren't we calling it 500? That is 500, but it's also over 100, and 500 divided by 100 is still 5. So on this particular IXL lesson, we don't really need to pay attention to the scale when it comes to slope. It starts at 0. Y-intercept is right there. It's where it starts at 0. So y equals 5x plus 0. That's the equation for this line. Let's take a look at number 2. We want to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where it crosses, and where it crosses is right there. And it crosses down, each one of these is worth 10, 20, 30, 40. So right now, it crosses at negative 10. That's y equals mx plus b. And so b is a negative 10, so I'm just going to put minus 10, and I'm going to have an x, and I need to find the slope. And it is up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, so the slope is 1x minus 10. Let's take a look at, y equals 1x minus 10. You could just write x minus 10, that's fine. Let's take a look at number 4. Notice it starts at 3. There's the y-intercept right there, so y equals mx plus b. That's a plus 3. And then we're going to go, again, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and it's positive, so it's 1x, y equals 1x plus 3. Remember, slope man says that. And so all these lines so far have been positive, y equals x plus 3. At this point, you're probably around a 30 or a 40. Let's take a look at the next problem. Notice here, the b is at 600. It crosses the y-axis at 600, so we have y equals mx plus b, which is y equals, that right there is a plus 600. That's b. And then again, we're going to count our slope, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And so it's 1x plus 600. You can write that, or you can just write y equals x plus 600. Moving right along. Right now we're up around the 50s on the SMART score. Again, there's our b. Our b is at 0. It's right there where it starts. So y equals mx plus b is now y equals plus 0. And now we got to find the slope, and I see there's a dot there, and it's dot there. So I got to go up 1. And then I got to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is now a rise of 1 and a run of 6. So that's 1/6 x plus 0. So we're just going to write y equals, and it's going to look like this when you type it in, 1/6, and then just put an x next to it. It's fine. No space is necessary in IXL. But that one right there has a slope that's a fraction. This one's got a slope that's a fraction too. It starts at 3. So y equals mx plus b becomes, that right there becomes a plus 3, and there's y equals. And then there's x, and we just need to find the slope. I notice that it looks like it starts there. So I'm going to go up 1, and then I got to go over, it looks like 8. So that's up 1 and over 8. So that's 1 over 8x plus 3. So it's going to look like this, y equals 1/8x plus 3 when you type it in. It's going to look like that. And right now we're up around 70, pretty close to an 80. This is the first line we've seen that has a negative slope. This one goes up to the left, so let's make sure that we have a negative sign, negative. And then I notice that it starts at 0. It's a proportional relationship, so I could have plus 0, and then I need to find the slope. So let me give you mx plus b again. I need to find m, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So the slope is negative 1x plus 0. It's just y equals negative x would be fine. Don't even need to put a 1. They start to get sneaky. This one is around an 80, and this one starts at 90. We've got to start there. So y equals mx plus b. That plus b becomes plus 90. It's got a positive slope, and it looks like up 1 over 1, and there's that next dot right there. So it's just y equals 1x plus 90, which you could do, or you could just take the 1 away, just call x plus 90, no spaces. This right here is one of the challenge questions. This is what you get when you get past 80. They're going to start to give you some fraction slopes. This one starts at 0. So y equals, we just got lights back, y equals mx plus b starts at 0. There's our b, and then we're going to go up 1 and left 2. So that's 1/2 x, but it's got a negative slope. So don't forget the negative sign, right? Because slope man says negative lines go that way. So this is a negative slope. So y equals negative 1/2 x is fine. Negative 1/2x, just like that. They start to give you some pretty clever fractions as we go. So I'm going to change color here for you. There's a dot there. Starts at 4. There's another dot there, and let's count our rise. My rise is 2, and my run is 3. So my y equals mx plus b becomes y equals 2/3 x. B is a 4, right? It starts at 4. So there's our b. Y equals 2/3 x plus 4. No space is necessary, even though it looks like I had a space there. This one right here doesn't give you much. This is the last one I'm going to do. Starts at 1. Y equals mx plus b plus 1. And it's got a negative slope because it's going downhill. So let's make sure we have a negative line in there. It's up 1 and left 2. So negative 1/2 x plus 1. And that right there is in the 90s. If you can get those, you're going to be just fine. Negative 1/2 x plus 1. And that's it.